Welcome back to News at 5. Gentlemen, the two of you have been selected as perhaps the most average Americans that we can find today. We'd like your viewpoint on several important issues. Tonight's issue is climate change.
When I was a kid, I promised myself I'd be average.
Not to be confused with mediocre.
Thank you.
Obviously, there are many different opinions on climate change.
I would like to say up front that a man is not properly dressed without a hat.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
Do you believe that climate change is inevitable?
I believe it is inevitable, but so is professional baseball. But it doesn't mean we have to sit through 9 innings of climate change.
Let me just say amen to that.
Now, you are aware of the fact that this is a very gradual process.
I thought you just say it'd be an hour and then we'd get lunch.
Oh, no, I didn't mean the interview.
Oh, you're talking about the baseball season, right?
No, I was referring to climate change.
You know what I hate most about climate change? Setting your clocks back an hour. I miss most of the George Stephanopoulos show.
Now, it's possible that you're confusing climate change with daylight savings.
I don't think so. It was all started by the government to help the farmers. But most of the farmers have gone off to China, or if they're lucky, they've joined theater groups.
Now I'm hungry, and I want some bok choy.
Moving back to our original topic.
The thing about climate change that I think it's often misconstrued is it's not for everybody.
No.
How so, John?
When you fall in love with somebody and you feel your life cannot continue without them,
Yes.
so too climate change.
Let's get specific. Icebergs are melting.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Speaking of icebergs, the Goldbergs were a wonderful show.
That's a 70-year-old reference. No one's going to get that.
No one's going to know what that is. Let me update a little bit. The Rifleman.
You know, Chuck Connors was a brilliant physical comedian.
He was. He was a wonderful meme. Did you know that?
I do.
And he invented fiberglass. People don't know that.
Chuck Connors, I'd like to bring us back to the topic of climate change.
I read somewhere that, I think it was Variety, that there's a huge polar bear overpopulation problem, and if we could only...
What's happening is the diminishing of the polar bear population.
Where did you hear that?
I heard it through the grapevine, which is also in jeopardy.
Now, you watch a lot of nature shows.
Yeah.
Do you get that on cable, or do you have a dish?
Cable.
Uh-huh. What do you pay a month on that?
I have one of these bundle deals.
Climate change?
Oh, yeah. I used to think that climate change was just something that women went through as they aged.
On that subject,
Right.
I've been doing a lot of reading, and you know that there's no way to bring a woman to climax?
I think the trick is to bring her back from climax.
Ah,
Well, gentlemen, you certainly have been informative. Are there any concluding thoughts that you'd like to share with us this evening?
there's one thing I'm very hopeful for, and this is the prospect of humanity, and you know who you are, reaching type 1 on the Kardashev scale. And, of course, becoming members of the Alliance.
With all due respect, I'm just livid that you do not support the browncoats.
And there you have it, the thoughts of our two most average Americans.
Are you making fun of me?
No, not at all. I'm just pointing out how well I know you.
Okay, well, you see what I just did? I can be funny on purpose.
Can you give me an example of that?
I just did.
Oh.
Didn't you want to give me your apology?
Oh, no,
In a relationship, to never really reveal your true personality. My parents were married for 60 wonderful years, and my mother never knew my dad hated coffee.
my parents never exchanged names.